Hello everybody, and sorry I haven't been on for a while. It's Loki's Witch. I apologize for being absent with the going on conventions and other things, friends visiting, work, and cleaning. I've been busy, and I apologize for not being on. I've been a little bit more active on Tumblr, and which is pretty much going to lead me to what this video is about. I will be sharing a video of part of Furlandia, the FurCon I went to later on this week, if I can get to upload from my phone. It actually is going to be the first Super 8, and it was pretty awesome. A lot of people put a lot of work and a lot of time into these suits, and they're just beautiful. And this week's video is actually going to be questions and answers and opinion video. Opinion mainly because I've had a few people ask me on my Tumblr and my old Facebook page that I will explain this a little while. My reactions to certain things in social media and the media in general, such as certain rapists only getting 6 months and now reduced down to 3 months. Yeah, my reaction to that right now, he shouldn't be in solitary. He should have to deal with the public in crowd and realize what it's like, but at the same time, he should have gotten a heavier sentence because just because he's a daddy's boy that's a swimmer doesn't mean he deserves to get off just because of that. And it's bullcrap. 6 months is nothing. He took away a lot more from that young lady than he's getting taken away from him. And he deserves to be on sex offender roll his entire life. I don't care what anyone says. He's trash. And I really strongly dislike him, if you can't tell. But anyways, back to other happy topics. I was luckily enough able to save questions on my phone from Facebook before they deleted my fan page for my channel. I had been getting a lot of people putting hateful comments, and I blocked and deleted them. Well, delete the comments and block the people. They reported my page for a number of things. And Facebook deleted my page saying that it was biased against Christianity and biased against everyone else, and that it was spam. And told me if I put it back up that they would delete my actual account. So guess what? I'm putting it back up later on tonight or tomorrow after work. Seeing that right now it's about almost 2 a.m. because I've on a weird sleep schedule. With that also, get to the questions. My first one was from Denise. I'm not going to say your last name because I don't like doing that. What was your parents' reaction when you came out pagan? I think I've answered this one before, but I have it a few times on here. They were okay with it, actually. They were more shocked when I came out Mormon when I was younger. Pagan, they're like, okay, whatever. They were okay with it. It's well received in my family. My family believes in whatever you believe. It's your choice. Just not Scientology or Jehovah's Witnesses. Or another random cult. Question number 2. How often do you dye your hair? Anytime I get the chance for the hair dye. Right now I have a teal blue green in it, but I don't think you can really see it. The light kind of sucks. But it's mixed in with my dark color, so it's hard to tell. Do you ever get questioned about your necklace? All the time. I've also been called names because of it, but you push on. What is your feeling about the presidential nominees? I was all for Bernie. Still for Bernie. The super delegates have yet to vote, so we've yet to hear the end or see the end of him, and I hope we don't see the end of him. I actually hope they take what we need and they put him up as their candidate. But if not, He's already offered to help Hillary with her campaign, so I'll probably end up voting for her because I'd rather vote for her than Trump and lose any and all rights that I have as a human being, as a woman, and as part of the LGBT community. Because I'm a lesbian. Go figure. Pride, yeah. So I'd rather keep my rights than lose them. So I will stay with my party, which is Democrat. What's your feeling about what happened with the gorilla and the kid at the zoo? Okay. I understand why they shot the gorilla. I understand why he was killed. It sucks. It hurts. I feel bad for everyone involved who had known him their whole life, or his whole 17 years of life there. I agree with the zoo's decision because male silverback gorillas can be violent like that. He could have flipped easily and hurt the child. Did cause bumps, bruises, and almost dislocated the kid's shoulder. But the parents are more at fault for not watching their kid. There were several witnesses saying that she was on her cell phone, that the kid had been saying that he wanted to go play in the water and she was ignoring him. Kids need to have a better eye kept on them by their parents with places like zoos, theme parks, and other stuff like that. Until they're over a certain age, I would say 12 to, well, not 12, at least. My parents didn't let me wander around Disneyland alone until I was 16. And I had a cell phone. But for kids the young of 4, you kind of want to keep them on one of those like baby backpack leash things, or keep a hold of their hand, or holding on to them at all times, because worse things could have happened besides him falling into the gorilla exhibit. What if he had gone to a lion one or a tiger one? We all know what would happen there. It wouldn't have been videotaped and put on YouTube. Yeah. Or it would have, or some other site. Disgusting people. But at the same time, somebody could have took the kid and walked off. And as for the people watching him climbing over the walls, why didn't one of them try to help? I kind of want to know why she wasn't holding on to her son, or why people around her didn't try to stop the child from going in there as well. So it's more of a human error than anything else. Yes, the parents should be held accountable. It was child endangerment and child neglect, mostly neglect, because they were not paying attention to their child. And before you say anything, no, I don't have kids. I have nieces and nephews, and one nephew that I have helped, I helped with from the age of, I think he was about a year, less than a year, to about 3 to 4 years old. And anywhere I went with him, he was either in his stroller strapped in, holding my hand on my shoulders or on my hip. And I was his nanny for that long too. And he was never out of my sight. Even at the park, I never looked away. I never looked at my phone. My phone was on silent and in my pocket. So that's my experience with kids. Especially because he wasn't mine. He was my family. Still my blood. And now he's 12 years old almost. He needs to stop growing up because I feel old. This next comment was kind of a hateful one, but I'm still going to answer it. How do you feel about the fact that your beliefs are nothing but a bunch of stories and mythology and can be disproven by science? Well, Mr. Atheist, or yeah, because you also bash Christians in your replies to other people, which I'm not going to read those because I'm not going to spread more hate. I'm not saying who his name is or what any of that because I don't condone that. I ended up deleting a lot of what was said after telling people I do not allow hate or other people to be hateful to others on my page. I know that mythology is mythology. I know the Bible is like all my books on mythology, a great story. And moral codes. All the religions and beliefs have a lot in common. You follow a deity or deities. You're kind to people. You don't steal things. You don't kill. You be a decent person. That's pretty much what religion should be. Or as a comment that I did see on Facebook that made me smile was, religion is like first day of school, going to a class. Teacher never shows up, but there's a bunch of books. Everybody chooses a book and claims that it's the book for the class and learn and go buy it and everything like that. Last day of class, teacher walks in, tells the group that had the correct book that they get to come with him and have juice and cookies. The rest are sent off fire to burn. Pretty much how a lot of religions are, even though all religions have the same key factors. Be kind to each other, worship something that may or may not exist, and don't kill people. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Don't cheat on your wife or husband or harm anyone. Be a decent freaking person. Morals. It wants you to have morals and be a person. To live your life your way. And even if you don't believe in what I believe, you're free to think that way. You're free to want that way. Free country, free world, for the most part. Can't really say free world, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion on what they believe. Why don't you like selfies? I just don't like pictures of myself in general. I will be eventually trying out a new program which is using a avatar for me to talk. I just gotta fix the glitches in it and get my computer to run it smoothly. And then I'll probably be using like an anime avatar of an anime character on their listing because I'm not exactly camera liking being a bigger person. Now switching to my Tumblrs. But let me explain what happened to my Facebook and why I won't be tagging it up here until I get a new one up. I had a Facebook going for Loki's Witches YouTube. It was deleted, like I said. So I'm in the middle of not liking Facebook. But I kind of don't want my real life account getting deleted because all my family's on there. And that's mostly how I keep in contact with them because I don't like talking on the phone. This is a touchy subject from somebody on Tumblr. They asked me what's my reaction between the fangirls of Loki from Marvel Comics and Tom Hiddleston, which I do think he's pretty sexy, and mythology. There's a lot of people who believe and follow Loki that think, thanks to Marvel, it's now a joke and they're wrong, and anyone who believes any of that stuff from Marvel is this or that, or if anyone uses any items from Marvel because, well, sometimes that's all they can use because it's cheaper, that they're not really believers and they're just fake. That is bullcrap. I've been practicing and reading and doing things for Loki since I started. Before the movies and before he became popular. Marvel Comics has been using him since the first Avengers, the first Thor comics. You have to understand, look at how gods are when it comes to mythology and everything, and look at the personality of what Loki is from the stories and myths and everything that you've read of him. Any depiction of him he likes and finds flattering, especially if it can get a herd of fangirls that are chanting his name. They're chanting Loki. They're not chanting Marvel or anything. They're chanting Loki. They're at least saying him, and he's been known and More things have been looked up on mythology because of it, and a lot more people now follow mythology because of it. So I don't think it hurt the belief. I don't think it did anything negative to it. Yeah, you're going to have rabid fangirls who get mad at you and yell at you and say this and that. Or you're going to get people that are like, well, you're following a toy from Marvel Comics. That's not the real depiction of him. Or, look, if all you have is $10 and that's all you can really get with it is a Loki toy to use as your statuette of him on your altar, then go with it. If you can shell out the $50 to $700, yes, for a bronze bust is $700, one of the ones I've seen. Really well done, really beautiful. Don't have that kind of money. For a mythology version, go ahead. It shouldn't matter. It's your belief, your way of seeing it, your altar, not theirs. I've been reading Marvel Comics since I could read. I've been reading mythology about the same amount of time. I know the difference. A lot of people know the difference. Some don't, some do, some don't care. Honestly, Loki is probably a lot more flattered with the fact that he has a army of fangirls, even if it is following a comic book character or comic depiction or movie depiction of him. I mean, look what The Mask did. Really? But there shouldn't be a fight between people because of it. And it's getting kind of bad because people are being mean, rude, and hateful to others. And you shouldn't be that way to anyone. So stop it. Be nice to one another. Love each other. You have something in common. You both like Loki, despite the depiction. So with that, I'm going to leave you to your night because I get to get ready for work. Yeah. And a few other announcements. Starting the 19th till the 3rd of July, I will probably be doing more videos when I get off work at 1 a.m. because my shift will be changing and I will be making money during a break and working instead of having 2 weeks off. So I won't be able to be on as much as I hoped. And if I don't get to post a video between now and the 4th, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, and I want you to have a safe and fun one. And don't blow anything up. Remember, fire's fun, fire's good, if you keep it in a safe environment. Cause your own personal chaos, just don't let yourself or anyone else get hurt. Till then, blessed be.